Kosher Catfish yet? Where'd that sucker go? Talk to you today about something. I laid there last night because, yeah, I don't sleep because I got the issue. I'm sorry, the issue with my tissue. See, if I don't do just right with my arm, the more I do this, the more I do that. So if I can like do that, it's straight, and I do that, it go up. Just trying to tell you, I ain't doing it on purpose. Impulse, impulse of control. They know Coach Catfish learned all our ideas about the concept of impulse. Back in the day, back in the university, when I was studying rocketry and rocketing and the rocket, the science and the physics of the moving things and how things change their momentums and various other things that they do that has to do with impulse. Now, interesting thing is that kind of impulse bleeds over into the reality of the people's snack, the human brain or being, whichever one you may be in. State of being. And what it was, the impulse of control. The impulse of control is a thing where, like, you know, Coach Catfish tell you sometimes, like, I was a the Tyrannosaurus Rex, it just comes out of my mouth, put the thing on my head. I got silver up here, so that'll protect me if it falls off. But I do this, just say something, I was a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It has to do with impulse control. In various and other sundry things, and impulse control can be, you know, I think something peed on that. I should not leave the door open in here at night. These werewood cats come in here and scratch and do things, and, well, you know, Coach Catfish does best he can, but I worry about the werewood pussycats. But the impulse control. I have impulse control over trying to take care of the pussycats. I just can't help myself, so I have a very low threshold of impulse. But we're not talking about it that way exactly. What we want to do is express it is the way it really is. Mathematically, where you can actually make numbers speak for you in ways, contextually, that prove things. Here is the implicit kind of form of the thing. Is the impulse is equal to the force that went on from T2 to T1, which just gave you a time variable, and you can do you can do an integration of this. You know, that thing that's got a little s, and you can do it from T1 to 0, T0, T1, whatever intervals you want to do it on, and you can like calculate all kinds of stuff about your rocket and what you're going to have when you know the parameters of impulse. Now, Coach Catfish wants to talk about the concept of moving the impulse to the human being. And what had come to me last night is, since I was a child of the very early 60s and stuff, I was, sort of last of the baby boomers. I was born in the 61 kind of thing. That's why I was getting to be an old man, got silver up here, and sometimes I can do CRT stuff. That cat is attacking the other one. Anyway, it's his mama. That's cats, not people. You do not attack your mama, people. If you do, you're bad. They got remedies for that. When you sit and can quieten yourself, you have impulse control over your rocket. Now, why would I say something like that? Because in psychology, you have a thing called impulse control. And what it has to do with is, how much control do you have over, well, we'll just bring it down peep snack level, your mouth, your fist, your other things that you want to react with. Impulse control. Low impulse control will get you in trouble. Somebody look at you wrong, you go, Arr! You go over there and put your arms around their neck and stuff because you have very low impulse control. And what Coach Catfish has realized is the modern day life, like the modern diet of processified and various other sunny foods that I can't speak on YouTube, otherwise I'd be canceled, which would make no difference because no one looks anyway. But something has happened to the pip snack. Because at one time, we didn't have these issues with the impulse control. They made movies about men that had bad tempers. They made the movies. They spent $1 million because every once in a while you had a man with a really bad temper, so they'd make a movie about it. Because there's some of them out there, but all at once, it's not just bad tempers. It's the inability to stop yourself from doing whatever the hell you're doing. Impulse control. Now, the heart and the crux of the matter as to why Coach Catfish understands this here in a behavioral aspect You know, like the professor's dog, where you'll ring a bell and the dog is, you know who that is. I'm getting old and I can't think names all the time. The Pavlovian response. There's some things associated with these behavioral issues that you can teach, learn behaviors. So we have. When I growed up, they say, children. Well, they didn't say that to the children. It's just you know to shut your mouth and sit there. It was called a policy of, what was it called? I keep trying to watch cats out here, so I was concerned about them, and the other half coming over and running over them or something accidentally. The children should be seen and not heard. Well, I guess you could herd the children up in a group. But the point was, the little suckers keep them just saying don't want to stay on. This is so uncomfortable. Talk about it, tries to crawl away. You see what Kosher Catfish deals with. I need to go out here and inject that sucker. This little discharge. And then it'll stop crawling for a while. But back in my day, they say, you're a little man, Kosher Catfish. And that's what they say. Kosher Catfish is like a little man because he'd just sit there with his hands and go. Because he knew if he did not, someone would him. But I get paid for saying stuff like this here. You're not worried about the lizard. The payment helps the lizard to continue what he's doing. You see a new lizard here one of these days. But what it was is, Grandma say, shut up! Because we driving 500 miles from Texas, Mississippi, and we're down in Louisiana, wherever we was going. All across them places. And you have children today, and they make movies about these children acting crazy. We lost our teeth. We were learning impulse control at a very early age. And guess what, sucker? The only time to teach impulse control and have any real success with it is at an early age. Otherwise, you just have rehab centers. That's what you have, rehab centers, when you have no impulse control. Can we talk? Can we talk? Who is that woman? That woman, I'm sorry, I really liked her. Joan, it wasn't Joan Lockhart, it was Joan Rivers. Can we talk? Can we talk? Impulse control is one of them things that no one talks about, but it is an epidemic. Remember, Kosher Catfish has been talking to you about ruling yourself. You don't need to be an elf, not under no Santa. I bumped a lizard. This kind of stuff makes me want to just bump that lizard. Anyway, I have to bump him on occasion to get his breathing going. You see what I mean? You just bump him. Anyway, the thing over here say, with this trip, and he's holding the wooden chicken again. When you sit and quiet yourself, you have impulse control over your rocket behavior. You won't go shooting off with a half-lit fuse. That's what I say. If you have impulse control, you will not go shooting off with a half-lit fuse. Remember, think, the Odyssey, Odysseus, when he's talking to his son, and his son wants to take revenge upon the bad people that killed his village and raped his mom and did bad things. And his daddy, sitting back there as an old man, he'll say, wait for your anger, do not do anything, just wait. And of course it was good to wait because God showed up and did what they did, and it all turned out okay. So, moral of that story is, learn this here shit, because if you learn this here, then you may learn to sit there quietly, because you have to learn to sit there quietly just to learn why you know this or want to. Kosher Catfish is not pushy. But I don't want to get gushy either. When you sit and quiet yourself, you got some impulse control. And I think you see this thing still wants to crawl off my head. The lack of impulse control is part of why this nation, 918, I knew it. The number of that one. Why this whole world is looking for a strange attractor. They're looking for an island of stability. Just like in the bar in the old country song. Looking for islands of stability in all the wrong places. Looking for impulse control when you've been wasted. You bump the lizard. Stop it. Scratch up the ground. It's springtime. Make a baby plant. Eat the grown plant. Compost, Grandma. No. You know, Coach Catfish is just joking. At least about, I'm not sure. That's a very uncomfortable. Crazy, y'all. I'm out here. Go do something. Yes, sir.